Welcome back, Michael Wickerson at Wickerson Studios. I'm going to continue with this data-driven design in Grasshopper for Rhino3D. And although I was focused on the ghPython remote node, I am hitting some walls with just working with 2.7 Python. So to gain data that then I'm going to bring into Grasshopper, I'm actually going to go through the textbook Python all-in-one for Dummies. Now that's a huge section, but I'm not going to be using the Grasshopper environment initially, even though I'll be pulling it up. I'll be using it for my text docs, which should be interesting to some because you can download those with all the instructions. And I'm going to go through that book and highlight as we go through the instructions as to why you would want to learn Python for Dummies all in one. I'll go through the full introduction and what it means to get the information, jump in and get the source codes, which you'll be asked to do as well. I think I just did something here that I didn't want to, the source codes. I'll then want to jump in and download the latest version of Python through this introduction because you're going to want an editor and you're going to want an interpreter. And then you're going to open Anaconda, get into Anaconda Navigator, make sure you have the right versions up and running, and that'll come through all of it. And it will go through how then to open Visual Studio, which I didn't leave in here, even though I should have it as a tag for Visual Studio. And there was a special IDE here for Data Spell, which I probably don't need. But that would be the place for Visual Studio for downloading that as well, which I thought I had in my favorites. I'm basically inventorying everything. I should have tucked in Visual Studio here for sure. And maybe I'll just do that now in this section because that's really where it was. Visual Studio Code. That should put us in here. So that's the script that definitely I will bookmark as well. You want to get that up and running. Add that to our list. And then back into Welcome to Anaconda, and where you can either work with opening Visual Studio through Anaconda or getting into Jupyter Notebooks. I'm going to be using Visual Studio partly because of the new GitHub Copilot, which I'm so excited to say, and you might want to download Git for sharing script as you go. But this will just continue through the text as we do as much as we can to build data and work within those interpreters, and then slowly bring it back into Grasshopper where I was taking it. This will all be up on GitHub. It'll all be up through Patreon as well. And I hope this comes in handy and everybody can move a little bit towards data science with their interest in AI, robotics, and what have you. So I'm very excited about this. We'll plug through the book. These scripts will be available as I save them. And like I said, they'll be on GitHub and you can download those. If I go into GitHub, you'll see that I've already started the latest repository. I have tons of past repositories that are focused solely on Grasshopper and the use of Python, but the data-driven design is where I'm going to tuck in all my scripts here as I go that are Grasshopper-based scripts that use ghPython remote, and sometimes they'll just be text docs. So I'm going to start categorizing these scripts as AIO, which is the all-in-one Python scripts, and this will be 001, and it'll add to these ones. So I think what I'll do is I'll just put that in now and get excited to see where this goes. Thanks very much for watching. 4 minutes.